Good morning everyone, how you doing? My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here at my flat in Gloucestershire, and what a morning it's been already. And the time now is 25 to 10. So last night, what a fucking disaster. Last night, guys, what a disaster. Let me sit down and tell you. So, I told you what happened last night. He had his kids upstairs, and the combination of the kids upstairs and them next door was awful. And it was the worst it's been for months. The worst harassment I've had for months. So far it's been the worst of the year and the worst harassment, because I have been happy on my own. I have been supporting myself, looking after myself. I haven't been up to my mother in weeks. I'm speaking to her on and off, and we're okay separate. And the harassment yesterday was awful. So basically, I got messages. I was at home in my flat, got messages, how are you? And I was answering them. I said, I'm fine, And I just told them the truth. I said, you know what's been going on in the past. I said, well, it's happening again. It's been quiet for like weeks, and now this terrible noise and performance last night. And it started at 4:30 in the evening yesterday. Noise, and it was awful. And to me it was deliberate, and it was driving me round the bend. And because I'd had a break from it, I fucking got riled up, and I was really like, what the fuck? I mean, it's hot. It's boiling. By the way, guys, it's going to reach 33 degrees centigrade here in Rochester today. 33 degrees. There's threat to life warnings for the vulnerable. Threat to life warnings for the vulnerable. So, this harassment in this heat. Threat to life warnings for vulnerable people. And I'm classed as vulnerable myself. What I put up with yesterday was unbelievable. Right up to nearly 3 in the morning. I can understand people can't sleep in the heat. I can understand it's unbearable. But you have to consider other people. So I took Max out for a walk at 10 to 6, my usual time. I think it was later. It's really, when he's upstairs, it's like they don't want me to go outside for some reason. They make it horrible for me to go outside, so I don't want to go. So just after 7, it must have been getting on for 7:15, I took Max out for a walk, and we went on the field, and there was kids hanging about, and I felt like outnumbered, but I walked past them, and I saw them. I walked up the top where the boats are, and I saw them, and then I crossed the field and I came home. I got into my flat, and the noise was going on and on and on and on, and I sat down and I just sat by the fans, and I told you I got messages, and I said, look, I said the noise is unbearable. Before I went before I went out, this was about 5 o'clock, how are you, how's it going? I said, well, we're starting to get what happened before. The noise upstairs, I said, it's really bad. And the advice was, why don't you go out for a walk? And I said, well, I don't want to go out for a walk. It's heat. When I do go out for a walk, I take my dog out with me for protection because he barks when someone's behind me. And I wasn't prepared to take my dog out at 5 o'clock in the evening in the excessive heat. But the advice was, why don't you go for a walk? And I said no. So the noise got louder, it got worse. I did not go out, but I managed to calm myself down. I'd got myself into a serious stressful state, not good in this heat. So I calmed myself down of my own accord. I wasn't getting any help from anybody. And I just calmed down, and whatever they did, it went in one ear and out the other. And I made jokes about it, and I got on with it. Then I went out at, like I said, about 7:15 with Max, who is a small chihuahua. Look at him, it's lovely. And it wasn't too bad. The wind was blowing and it wasn't too bad when I went out. I came back in and, it's just like blacked out. I was so stressed out. To me, the noise went on to about 2-3 in the morning. And it's not just one set of neighbours, it's two, because they're noisy there. They're noisy that way. So I've got noise there, they've got kids there, and they've got kids up there. So I'm trying to relax and calm down, and I've got two sets of kids making a racket, right? And I'm trying to keep stress free and not get cross, and I didn't. I was just sat on my chair. I'm on my own and I've got no one to speak to, right? And my mum rings and I don't want to argue with my mother. So you talk out loud to yourself, don't you? You talk out loud that's old. Do you know what I mean? You F and what inside your flat. It's your flat, you're letting your emotions out, right? And I just get the feeling that someone's listening to what I'm saying and taking the piss. And they're watching me get dressed and it's just creepy. So I was awake. I went to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning because they come alive at night next door. They're putting their rubbish in the bins past 12 o'clock at night and banging it loud, the door shut, right? You can hear it. And of course you've got your windows open at night because it's bloody hot. And they're doing it deliberately. It's like some kind, I told you, gang stalkers, that's what they do. They keep you awake at night, sleep deprivation. Because they know you're vulnerable if you've had no sleep. It's like a form of torture. They used to do that to war prisoners, deprive them of sleep, shine lights in their faces, all that type of thing. And that's what is being done to me. And because it's been going on for so long, I know what they're doing, right? But they're keeping their own children awake to get at me. They're keeping their own kids awake to get at me. And they must be getting their children to do that because it's kids that's going down with the rubbish at night. Children. 2 in the morning. It's disgraceful. So I went to bed. I finally had enough of it, and it gets cooler in the early hours of the morning. So I laid down with just one cotton sheet over me, and I had the fans on, and going down to so you lie down. It's like somebody's watching. You just go and lie down, and then they start banging again, banging in the middle of the night. So I just laid down and I drifted off to sleep. And it must have been about 3 o'clock before I actually drifted off to sleep properly. And then the buzzer rings on my flat at 3 minutes to 6 in the morning. The newspaper guy, 3 minutes to 6, and I mean, it must have looked funny if they're watching on their laptops or whatever, these elites. Oh, we've kept her awake. Then I was nearly falling over sideways. I hadn't had any sleep at all. I was like this. Gets to the buzzer, and I can see, I don't know who it was. My eyes are all blurry. And I lets him in, and I thought, fuck it, I ain't going downstairs to get the newspaper. I don't care where you shove it. And he shoved it tight inside my mailbox and went. And I just laid back down for an hour, but I could not get back to sleep. However much I tried, I could not get back to sleep. So I just got up. I got up early, and I thought, right, I'll take the dog out first, and then I'll come back and do my main video. So I took Max out for a walk, yeah? I didn't make myself a cup of tea, I didn't have any breakfast, I took him straight out for a walk. I did not go to the co-op first. So I walked up towards the co-op. The co-op blue and white lorry with the UGG number plate, UG, half the word ugly, was on the lorry. Kim was sat on the stone step with her back turned to me. I walked onto the field, and it was just like, it was so staged. It was unbelievable. And I had someone texting me on TikTok from another country asking me what time it was. As I walked down to the Mercedes-Benz building, I thought they were working in there, and I thought, what's that noise? And there was a drone buzzing over my head, a drone buzzing over my head which takes pictures right near my face. It buzzed off. I don't know who was operating the drone. I didn't see anybody in the vicinity. It could have been coming from like in the middle of the road, away from the field. But it was flying low. It could have hit my head. I walked around. There was a woman walking a husky dog with a blue pair of shorts, sunglasses and a blue cap. I was not wearing a baseball cap at all. The lady opposite me wears a baseball cap. There was a black guy jogging. He was jogging. He had a garter around it. It looked like a garter, a lady's suspender round his leg. A black like suspender belt round his suspender round his leg. He said thank you to the woman that looked like me. I walked behind him. There was a man with a beard, a large ginger beard, with a red t-shirt and shorts. And then when I was coming off the field, there was about 5 to 8 people stood in the middle of the park. And the woman with the husky dog, because they're all together. I didn't get cross. I walked over on the grass, around them, and off the field. I was stressed. I was tired, I was hot, but I did not get cross or lose my temper. I was being texted from people from a foreign country, which I think was Australia, on TikTok. People asking me if I'd had my breakfast, was I hungry? Someone offered to give me some money yesterday, but nothing's gone into my bank, and it doesn't matter anyway, because I've got Tesco's coming later on. Tesco's. And it will come this time because my money's in my bank, so the shopping's coming today. The drone hurt my face, it buzzed. I've got a problem here with my jaw and my ear, and it fucked up my face. It hurt my jaw, the buzzing of the drone. There's something suspicious about this tooth. They won't take it out. They won't take this tooth out that's bothering me. They keep leaving it in. It hurts like hell. The gang stalking is from the dentist as well, because I reported the dentist to a solicitor. I reported one of my dentists to a solicitor. Turkish dentist, I reported them to a solicitor because they botched up my teeth. I've got records of it. They did fake work that didn't need to be done, and they fucked up my bottom teeth down here. Came off the field, came into my flat, and I thought, right, let's go to the cash point, let's get some money out. On coming back from the field, there was a bald-headed man. They take the piss out of me. That's what gang stalkers do, they mimic. A person from this flat with a bald head was putting rubbish out into the bin as I was coming back home, because in the morning I usually take the rubbish out. There was a woman on the field with her phone sticking out of her back pocket, and my mum sticks things, and she had jeans on like my mum, and she had a phone sticking out her back pocket. They try and make me act mad. Then I go up to see my mum, and it looks like my mother. And then they're making out I'm my mother with a wig on. That is what they're doing. Because I am speaking about exposing paedophilia, child abuse, child torture, and what I went through as a kid. And I was talking about it last night. And this morning, what I went through was fucking believable. So I goes out downstairs with my bank cards. I goes up to the ATM outside the Co-op in Rochester. My mum is taken to the Spa in Wayfield, not the Co-op in Rochester. No one drove me up to the cash point because I can't drive. I don't know anybody that's got a car at the moment. I walked up to the cash point. It wasn't printing receipts. I took £20 out and I went into the Co-op, yeah, and I got a few bits and pieces. They thought I was going to get cross, and I didn't. And I have to live in this world with no company. No male company. I can't have a male partner. And I've got my mum keeping tags on me 7 days a week, ringing me 4 times a day. Because they don't want the abuse to come out. I mean, I can do my own podcast, guys. I can be my own presenter. They'd be fucked then, wouldn't they? I can tell everybody what's happened to me and do my own podcast. They're just shitting their pants. So there was donation for Bernardo's books, and donations going to Bernardo's, so £1 each, which I don't mind giving to Bernardo's. It's a children's charity. I got Charlie Cray, me and my brothers, because I like true crime, so the Cray brothers, and this was sticking out at me. Liar, liar, the liar. Well, we know who the liar is, and it's not me. And they're trying to convince everybody that I'm the liar when they're the one that's lying, and they're lying to themselves. The million-copy best-selling author by Louise Jensen. Okay? I gave Kim £2 in cash and paid for those. I've got a receipt for my shopping. I paid for the bags. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 9:57 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Saturday the 21st of June.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 26 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect high temperatures, with a high of 33 degrees and a low of 18 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
What's the scariest kind of horse? A nightmare.
And Alexa, which celebrity was born on this day? Alexa, which celebrity was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 21st of June include Prince William of Wales, Lana Del Rey, Edward Snowden, Chris Pratt, and Jean-Paul Sartre.
So it's Prince William's birthday today, guys. Prince William, Kate Middleton's husband. And it's also Chris Pratt's birthday. Alexa, who is Chris Pratt?
Christopher Michael Pratt is an American actor. His films as a leading actor have grossed over $14.1 billion worldwide, making him the 5th highest grossing film star of all time.
Right guys, there is no way that I'm going to walk Max in 33 degrees centigrade. He's been taken out early. The ground was cold, I felt it. It's too hot to walk dogs. Okay? Their paws burn in the heat. Dogs can get heat stroke, so I'm not walking Max this afternoon. I'm also not live streaming. No, because that's fixed as well, isn't it? That's all a fix. Saying I look like Sarah Ferguson. It's like you're a royal play toy. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea or coffee. I'm gonna relax all day. I've got nowhere to go. Yes, it would be lovely to go by the seaside, but I can't go out. I'm a prisoner in my own home. A drone was very near my head this morning. They're dangerous. See you later.